Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we're gonna be talking some more Scream 6 news. Um, that day that I had posted my video on the Scream 6 news with ViewerAnon and all the stuff he was posting about, and I made a whole video on it, like 2 days ago. And that same night, like probably like an hour later, he posted even more news that I'm gonna be talking about in this video. Plus, Melissa Barrera also had gotten interviewed, and and she was asked questions about Scream Six that I'm gonna talk about here as well. And I had woken up like yesterday in the morning, and I had saw this news, and I was like, bro, more news came out. I'm like, bro, I couldn't even make a video on it yesterday, so now that's why I'm barely doing it today. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'd really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Um, Melissa Burr was interviewed. It was said in Spanish, but it was translated. Um, but she basically, in this interview, she was asked about Scream 6 and basically everything. She said that you are going to die when you see it. It's very different, very big, and so far, all the comments from people who have seen it have been very good. It will further develop the characters. Now, there is more to this article, but she does say as well that Nev isn't, like she confirms it that Nev is in the film. Almost everyone has confirmed it at this point, but I feel like we kind of already knew this. Um, that Ned was in the film. So that that's just like the last thing that she had mentioned in the interview. So I just wanted to bring that up. But she does say as well though that for the comments from the people who have seen it have been very good because there was actually test screenings for Scream 6 done like a few days ago. And there was a few, like fans who went to go see it, and Melissa Barrera said most like basically all the responses have been pretty good so far. So um, that makes me excited because that means we're getting really close to the marketing of Scream 6, most likely. Since they're having test screenings and whatnot. I could only imagine that would lead to a trailer or a teaser sometime soon. And we're just going to be getting more news as as the time goes on, and more updates and all that stuff. I really do think that the whole marketing for Scream 6 will start in December, but it'll really start to pick up in January and on forward, in my opinion. Like that's what I think, because I feel like it makes sense because we're like what 4 months away now from Scream 6. It comes out March 10th. So I think honestly, I think the marketing will start for Scream 6 in December, but in January is when we'll get like the teaser, the trailer, whatever, and then that's when the marketing will like fly off the charts. We're going to be getting news like almost every single day. um that's what I think. But yeah, I'm glad the test screenings that from the some of the fans that went to go see the test screenings have been positive so far. She does say practically the same thing that Jenna Ortega said, that it's gonna, you're gonna die when you see it. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be very big. It will further develop the characters, because that's what some of the stuff Jenna Ortega was saying. So, nothing new there, but this does make me excited though. I'm glad both Jenna and Melissa are both being interviewed about this stuff and are being asked questions because we really aren't getting much Scream 6 news lately, so it's good to cover at least something. But I'm glad she said that, because the way a lot of the cast for Scream 6 are marketing this film, they're doing it pretty good. They are bringing hype to this film, so I can at least appreciate them for that. They're not marketing their film as being bad, like almost half the cast was doing for Halloween Ends, which I don't know why anyone would want to market their film like that. But basically, they're doing a good job, bringing hype for this film. I'm glad that she said we're gonna, you know, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be very big. Test screenings have been good, and that it'll develop more the characters more for this film. So I'm excited for that. But that's really all I have to talk about with this interview with Melissa. Now I'm gonna talk about ViewerAnon, because he had posted something else, like I said, in that same night that I had posted my video about Scream Six, and I didn't see it till the next morning, and I was just like, oh my gosh, bro, how, like, what? He posted something else again, and I was gonna make a video yesterday, but then I was just like, I didn't have any time, and I just didn't really feel like it, so I didn't, you know, I mean, it's a day later now, but whatever. Um, but he was like, wait, one last thing. Scream Six. Wait, he said, yeah, wait. One last Scream Six thing, then I'm done. I promise. I'm told a lot of the character names on IMDb are wrong. Liana Liberato is Queen, not Carly, and Jack Champion is Ethan, not Evan. And Henry Zerny is also a therapist, not a professor. He said, we'll check on the others. And then he said at the bottom here that I believe Tony Revolori's name is also Jason. So that's pretty interesting character bios. Now, like I said, when it comes to all this, the stuff that comes from ViewerAnon, take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm not here to, you know, give anyone false hope for anything. I'm just, I think it's just fun to talk about this stuff, and it does bring excitement for the film. So that's why I want to talk about it. But, you know, basically, this is interesting because, we had gotten a character bio actually from Clips Comprehend, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know who that is. Um, on Twitter he had went, and of course, he had lied about the trailer thing coming out, the teaser that we were gonna get a teaser, and that nothing happened, and then he just disappeared off the internet after that. Um, but ViewerAnon posted is now posting these character descriptions, and he had said a lot of his info had matched Clip's info, but um, his info wasn't exactly the same as his. Because he had also, Clips Comprehend had also posted a character bio like a few months ago as well. And, we all thought it was true. But now looking back, it probably isn't. And, I don't know. At this point, um, when it comes to all these character bios and stuff, like I said, don't just take this with a grain of salt. Take everything with a grain of salt. We don't know anything for sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. Um, but yeah, he's Liana Liberato is going to be named Queen, not Carly, and Jack Champion is Ethan, not Evan. Henry Zerny is also a therapist, not a professor. Tony Revolori's name is also Jason. That's pretty interesting. Um, there's nothing much to go off of there if that's actually their names. But I do think it's interesting that Henry Zerny, if he's a therapist, I feel like that's actually cool. Because I honestly thought he could be a professor as well, just based on his age and whatnot. I thought, he could, be some type of, professor or just like, someone's father or something. I don't know. Like I thought he would be something like that. Him being a therapist is pretty interesting. Um, like, cause like who? So I would want to know like who would he be a therapist for? Is it Sam? Is it Tara? Is it Kirby? I mean, he could be a therapist for anyone really. But I don't know. I just randomly got this thought in my head. Imagine though. him being a therapist and like like let's just say he's um Sam and Tara's therapist, right? And he's like he's just he Sam and Tara just always they're always going to him, telling them about their problems, and he's always just trying to help them out, and you know just like is just trying to he's trying to help them out, and make them feel better, and he's trying to talk to them about their issues and how they can improve themselves and all this stuff, and they start to trust him, right? But then in the end, we find out he was a killer all along, and he was basically manipulating them. And while the whole time that throughout the movie, they were coming to him as like a sort of a comfort because they started getting used to him, they started trusting him, and started telling them all their secrets and stuff. And they started liking them and liking him and everything. But little did they know, all along he was just a killer, and they basically told all their secrets and got comfortable saying all their problems basically to a killer, someone who was a killer all along. Henry Czerny, imagine, bro. He's a he's a therapist, but he and we think he's a good guy, but he's actually a killer. That would be shocking, to be honest. I just speculation, but that would be cool. But it's pretty interesting in general that if he is a therapist, I feel like that's cool. Um, but he also said Tony Revolori's name in the movie is going to be Jason. I don't know if that's a reference to Jason Voorhees, from Friday the 13th. I'm sure there's going to be some type of Jason Takes Manhattan references. I mean, there was an interview with Kevin Williamson that he did with Melissa Barrera, I think, and he was interviewed, and he was asked about Scream Six and if there's going to be a Jason Takes Manhattan reference, and Kevin Williams said there's going to be a joke about it, in Scream Six, so there is going to be some kind of reference. So hey, I mean, I, you know, this could be it. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a reference, and there's going to be references to Jason Takes Manhattan in general. But I mean, Tony Revolori's name being Jason is pretty interesting. But I mean, there's nothing much to go off of from there. Um, but yeah, at this point though, I don't really know because now that I think about it, last night I was in Killjoy Jake's stream, and ViewerAnon was actually in the stream, and he actually, and we thought he was just fake or whatnot, but it was actually the real ViewerAnon, and he had like tweeted at Jake saying hello, to prove that that was actually him, and we were like, oh shoot, this is actually ViewerAnon in Killjoy Jake's live stream chat, and he was just like posting little nitpick things that we could get from Scream Six, but he posted as well in the chat that Kirby and Mindy, they do have a discussion apparently about their favorite Friday the 13th movie, which, bro, when I heard that, when he said that in the chat, when Viewering Non said that in the chat, I was like, oh shoot. If that's true, bro, I'm gonna be so happy because I mean I'm sure most of us had wanted that at this point, like Kirby and Mindy having a discussion on horror movies. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us would have wanted to see that. So if that's true, I'm happy. If that's like I said, Viewering On is pretty reliable with his sources. Of course, like I said, still take everything with a grain of salt. But I'm just saying, like all this news that he has been saying lately has given me hope. But yeah, um, and hopefully that's true. But anyways, that's pretty much all the Scream Six news I have for today. There hasn't been much. I'm sure there's going to be more Scream Six news coming out again, probably later today that I'm going to end up having to cover, probably the next day, and just it just piles up on me basically. But I mean, whatever. This is all fun in general to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.